All right, what's good, everyone? Just want to do a little Q&A. Yeah, I removed my last live stream because I was getting really deep in that video, and I'm gonna put that video on my Patreon because I left a lot of there was a lot of jewels in that video. I felt, yeah. So I just took that video down. I'm gonna put a what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna make a Patreon. It just I really don't care about no fucking Patreon because like there ain't no money in it. Like unless you got like thousands of people on it or hundreds of people and they're paying like fucking a lot of money, which I know most people like nowadays like you got to really have some shit going. So like that's why I don't even waste my time on YouTube because it's very little money on fucking YouTube. Even when you get to a point where you're making like 50,000, 40,000 a month, the amount of energy just to get that is just not even worth it compared to other things that you could put your energy and get even better returns on. Like YouTube is like the after effect. Like after you get your shit done in the real world, then you have a YouTube channel to talk about what you're doing. Like somebody who's like into like building and selling houses or something. They have their business to build and sell houses and then they advertise it on YouTube. And then YouTube check, however that may be, is just like their little side money. That's really what YouTube's supposed to be. That or if you're like teaching people. But even if you're teaching people, you have a main platform where you're teaching and they're paying for your service. And then YouTube is like you market it. Anyone, anybody who if you think that the average person who has a YouTube channel, that's their only income, you're a fucking retard because there's no way. It's really not even feasible. The only way you can sit there and say YouTube's your only income is if you're a fucking idiot. Because even if you were to have YouTube as a profitable income, you would take the money and invest it. You wouldn't just have that as your only income unless you're a fucking idiot. So that's why I don't even waste my time with this stupid dumbass shit. Like they're like, you gotta get 1,000 subscribers to monetize your the fuck is that? Like it's fucking stupid. It used to be where you didn't need any of that shit and you can monetize. Yeah, but I'm gonna just do a Q&A if anybody wants to join. Um, yeah, and I might private all my videos. I'm thinking about privating and just going on to Patreon. I'm thinking about it. And anybody who wants to pay, it's gonna be probably $15 to $20 a month that you're gonna have to pay. And if you guys don't like it, you don't have to watch my shit. Any of you niggas wanna get your teeth in order? Get some of this. You never need to go to a dentist. You don't need to what's it called? You don't need any root canal. You don't need any drills for cavities. All of this takes care of all that shit. I never ever go to a dentist because of that. So get you some of that shit. I just use some of that shit right now. That's what keeps my teeth hella good. You see how my shit straight? My shit white is straight. It's because I use that shit every fucking day. My shit would. I used to remember I told you guys I had a tooth infection. My teeth were about to fall out. My teeth was loose as fuck and they were black. You see my shit? You see how straight? That's from fasting. This is mainly from fasting. I started taking that shit probably I'll say beginning of this year. Well, not really beginning, like April. I started taking that. And then before I was fasting. And then I took some Still by Pro like a year ago and I was taking that, but I was doing that on top of the fasting. The fasting is mainly what got my shit straight. Cause the fasting it heals a lot more. My shit used to be black all over shit. Cause I remember I told you like I used to have periodontitis, which the blood was the infection in my tooth was going in my blood, so my teeth were about to fall out. Cause I didn't brush my teeth for over 10 years. Cause I just never liked brushing. I started brushing my teeth in 2019, and that was the year I had got my infection from my teeth, and that's when I started brushing because I didn't brush my teeth. I brush my teeth probably like once every 8 months or some shit, or every now and then I'll brush. But I used to hate brushing my motherfucking teeth. So that's why my shit was hella black and it was loose. But look at my shit. My shit, I got the best teeth. That shit the best. That's what everything in life, nigga. I start off really at the low, but I end up getting the best. I remember I was going before when I was working out, going to the gym. I used to see these fat motherfuckers. Well, they ain't fat, but these like niggas like they used to have muscle, but then like they ain't shit because once I started working out and getting bigger, I'm like my physique looks better than these motherfuckers, and I'm taking advice from them. They should be taking advice from me. I should be selling them niggas the product. So that's everything with my life. Like I always come out like on a low end, not knowing, but once I know something or once I get in it, I'm like I take over that whole shit. That's just how it is for me. Like it comes effortless to me because I'm a powerful ass nigga. What's good with it? What's good? He said he started his fast light. I'm on day one. I'm gonna use hatred for this world for sure. Yep, keep going. Do that shit for real. That's what we gotta do. Just like use that anger to motivate. That's how I'm able to get through these fasts. You got to use that anger because like I'm saying like me, what I always use my anger to get something of this world, even if it means me fasting or even if I'm going out to go steal something. At least I'm getting something in return. I don't just go out and just damage shit or start fights. Like, what's the point? That's not gonna give me no money. If I'm gonna damage somebody's fucking school out of anger, I'm gonna at least take their wallet or some shit. Like, at least get something from. I'm not saying do that, but get something. The best thing to do is transmute it and fast. When you fast and you go long periods of time without eating, that's one way you can transmute and take out your anger. That's what I do, and this is how I'm able to go hard at what I do and I know so much because I channel my anger into my own mind, so I'm able to like create witchcraft within my own like positive witchcraft, like within myself, where I can manifest shit or I can just know shit because I always tell myself I know everything and I always end up knowing everything. It never fails. Like I told you guys, I stopped going to that fucking store. I stopped going to that shit because it was risky. Something in me told me stop going, lay low, chill out. And I kept hearing a voice telling me investigation and shit. I'm like, why the fuck I keep hearing this voice telling me investigation? And then come to find out the reason why is because that store that I not all the stores, but that particular store I was going to, they're letting me like steal so they can build up evidence. And the spirit let me know. So that's why I stopped going to that specific store. I don't go to that one no more because I felt some type of energy and the spirit was telling me. So like this is why like I know what I'm doing because anytime a tower moment's about to come in my life, 99.9% of the time, unless it's something to do karmically that I have to experience, which is very little, but 99% of the problems that come in my life, the spirit lets me know in advance to maneuver so I don't experience that. Or if I have to experience it, I'm prepared for it. So I programmed myself to tell because we I know everything, but I'm in this ego, so I can't really see the whole totality of the situation. So the spirit it can see that. So I program my mind to speak and just tell me what I need to, and it will just come up with stuff that I already know, but I didn't know within this ego. So you guys gotta understand. You can do it too. So you got a strong ego. You can do that shit too. You can do that shit too. You just gotta program your mind and to know what to be able to cleanse all the negative energies so the information can flow so that you can do that because you have blockages. You got to remove the blockages. That's why I cut back from them, not going there no more because that's what I had a feeling that they were doing that because I got a little funny energy when I was there. Like I remember like well I don't want to get into it, but I know like I know because like even right now as I'm like telling you guys this story, something just hit me like what made me realize because it was just really weird. And I'm not dumb. That's the thing about me because a lot of people think I just use my intelligence to get me ahead in life, which that's just half the battle. I actually have a spiritual nature that you have to use in conjunction with the intelligence so you can maneuver because you don't have free will in this world like that because you're in a world of other spirits. And since you're in a world with other spirits, you have to use something more than just your ego and logic to maneuver. because there's spiritual energies working behind the scenes. This is why you see a fucking faggot, retarded, dumb fuck that's successful at a young age or at a certain period, and you're like, how does this stupid retard be? It has nothing to do with spirituality and spiritual purpose, because people attribute spiritual purpose based upon the situations you go through. Like, oh, I had $1 million and I was 10, or I was the head of the football coach, and out like that don't mean fucking shit. That doesn't mean nothing. Like, where are you at now, and what did you do to get to that point? And it's a lot of other shit that goes on. People think it's just what's going on physically. So now when you have people go through negative situations, they think, oh, they they think that they can stop themselves from going through a negative situation, which you can't. Like, it's built into this. Like, if you have too many positive experiences, the spirit was gonna make you have a negative one because that's what it wants. Your ego may not want it, but spiritually, your spirit will manifest some shit because you're too relaxed, and it needs to have you because it wants experience. It just, a lot of you guys been in bullshit experiences, so your spirit wants you to have a good one because you've been in the bullshit experience too damn much. So like that's what it looks like. Oh, so but and then life is about growing and evolving. He said, I was watching your life. Yeah, I put it on private because I was dropping a lot. I'm gonna put it on Patreon. I was dropping a lot of deep knowledge on there. I'm gonna put my shit on Patreon, or I'm gonna just, yeah, I'll probably cut it up and take parts from it and then put it. But I didn't want to just put the whole live stream on it because I was going pretty deep in there, and there's certain things that I'm not just gonna put out on here unless you're gonna pay me on Patreon. Because a lot of niggas out here, I don't know. I just don't want to put my shit out there unless you gotta at least pay me something for it. I already gave a lot of deep information talking about like you can program your mind to have because you know everything. Like that's why I tell you guys I know everything. So if I know everything, then if something's about to happen to me or somebody's about to do some snake shady shit behind my back, I should know that. Somebody tried to fuck, like I remember somebody was, there was a situation where I was gonna sell some shit on OfferUp, and because I sell shit that I steal, and I didn't want to say this because I don't want to bring that negative energy, but I want to tell you guys I was gonna sell some shit on OfferUp, and the spirit was like, don't go. And I was like, what the fuck? Like the dude was gonna buy a whole bunch. It was like a good deal. He was about to spend like 300-400, and the spirit's like, don't go. I just didn't go. Come to find out, like as I was thinking about it, I was like, these motherfuckers were about to rob me and shit. Because the way they were doing, oh, I want to buy this, and how it was, and how they were in a rush, and they didn't even actually look at the product. They were about to rob me or some shit, and the spirit was like, don't. I kept hearing, don't go. So I just like didn't want to go. And for like a day and a half, I was kind of pissed off. I was like, fuck, I just wasted a lot of money. But I listened to the spirit. I listened to the spirit, like, don't go. So then I just avoided a possible scenario of me, something happening to me. So that's what I'm saying. You got to program your mind to, because you know everything. I know everything. Remember, I told you I know everything. So even though that nigga was going to do it and I didn't know it, I knew he was going to do it because I know everything. I told you niggas. So you guys got to understand that. And I'm not saying nothing bad can happen to me because at the end of the day, we all have lessons to learn here. We have lessons to learn. But if you have a lot of huge percentage of bad things always happening, then that's a problem. You want to lower that percentage down because things happen to teach us lessons. We have to go through issues. I'm not saying you're going to be 100% bulletproof, but a lot of things don't need to happen that happen to people. And you can like get rid of a lot of that shit. So like it just, you gotta know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, I'm about to make a Patreon. I am like I didn't want to do it because like it's not enough money in it, and it's like you gotta have hundreds or thousands of people paying a lot of money. And I'm always looking at it like that, and I'm like, what's the point if only like 2 or 3 people gotta probably pay? And I want the message to get out there. But it is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a Patreon, and I'm gonna probably put all my private videos on there. And I don't even feel like doing that shit. I'm probably gonna pay one of my. I'm gonna probably pay my cousin probably like $100 to do it for me. Put all my videos on a hard drive because I'm not doing that shit. It's a waste of my time. Like, that's why it's good to have money, because you able to maneuver and have people do things you don't want to fucking do to save me some time. So that's the reason I haven't done the Patreon, because I don't feel like wasting my time putting all my fucking videos on a hard drive. Then I gotta upload it on the Patreon. I gotta make a Patreon account. I could just have him do all that, pay him like $100 or some shit, and then do all that, do that shit. He's like, "What's your big three?" I'm a Pisces, Pisces Sun, Aries Moon, and Virgo Ascendant. Yeah, that's my placement, which I'm grateful I have that placement. I chose the right placement because it made me I have an energy where I don't really give a fuck about anybody and anything but my mission. So I'm able to stay focused and stay on task where I need to do because I have a lot of placements in the sixth house. I got a sixth house stellium, so I'm able to stay focused and I go hard at it too because I got the Aries moon and I have a lot of Aquarius and the Aries, so I'm not really like um, codependent on people and shit. If anything, I'd rather do it my fucking self because I don't like stipulations. Like I would rather just not even like if there's too many stipulations, I don't like it. I don't care how good the offer is. If you put too many stipulations, I'll probably just do without it. That's one thing I fucking hate is I hate that word stipulation. I'll give you this, but you got to do this, this, and that. Just keep your shit because I don't want you to feel like you got some overhead over me, some play over me where you can maneuver and try to make me do shit I don't want to do. Yeah. Said peace, Pisces, driving watching sport for show. Yep. Thanks for watching. Yeah, bro, that one video grocery store worker had me dead as fuck. That video is funny as hell. Yeah. Wasn't funny when I cussed that nigga out. He was pissed. Cause they were just doing a mean mug at me the whole time I got up in there. Like sometimes I don't even really do anything. I just go in there and they just start looking at me and shit, and it just that shit irritates the fuck out of me. Cause like I'm like the type of nigga where like if I feel some type of racist, if I feel some type of energy, I'm gonna like give you that energy. Like cause I show people who they are really. Like if you're a nice person to me, I'm like the nicest person. Even to the point where I can probably like I'm just too nice. People say you're too nice, you're too giving. I can be that. But the thing is, when you're like, because I'm like a mirror. I show you who you are really. That's kind of how, and I do this by default. So if somebody's a dickhead, then I'd be even more of a dickhead. This is why I can't be around certain people because certain people, the only way you can get through them is by causing them pain or by doing something very like fucked up. 'Cause that's the only thing now, because they're so in their ego. Some people are so in their ego. The only way to get their attention or get them out of it is to like cause harm to them. Like I'm not just saying that. I'm saying that this is a fact because I deal with people on a basis, and I know like certain people that are, and that's why certain people I just don't be around. Like you can't teach everyone everything. Certain people I can talk this information and they get it. Certain people I can talk it, they kind of get it. Some people will never get it. Some people, if you talk it, they'll want to fight you. They so in their ego. So those type of people is like you have to this is what guns and violence and beatings are for. Those type of spirits that are very in their ego, and that's how you get their attention because there's no other words you can say to get their attention because they're still stuck in their ego. Whether it's they've probably been through something very negative in life or they feel extremely entitled to something, so you can't get their attention. So you have to fucking come at them with violence and with force. Because anytime you come at a spirit with violence and force, that gets their attention. If because if you can't get their attention the regular way, like communicating. Because everybody has a choice not to listen, but yet if you go and fucking go to these weak ass spirits that you need their attention, then you just have to enact force and violence, and then that will get their attention. And some people they have to die a few times and come back to really get it because their spirit's so lost, so they have to die and get killed and get fucked up and then incarnate until they get it. Us water signs manifest mentally demonic people for some reason. That's if you're on a low vibration of a water sign. In reality, if you're a water sign, you're supposed to be using your emotions to actually manifest and do hella good shit. Like I could get I you can get yourself in a state if you like the more shit you go through, the more better you're gonna be at it. Like you guys gotta understand it. So if you have a lot of squares in conjunction and all that, once you master that, you're gonna be more successful at it than the other people who didn't even have that problem. So with your water sign, once you're able to control your emotions, because emotions is you having an emotion that you don't give a fuck about your emotions. That's an emotion. So as a water sign, you can create that emotion where you don't care, which is that now still moment. That's what they call it, but it's really you raging your love yourself to a certain awareness and conscious. It's like awareness because you're aware of your certain consciousness, so you're technically aware. Once you raise yourself up, then you're in the now moment. You don't care. You can't really tell time is just like it doesn't exist no more because you're just in this moment. I reached that state back in 2018. I remember I was a state I was in. It was a weird ass state I was in. I don't know what, like, it was a state I was just in, and it was just like timeless, and everything was just surreal and in the now. I couldn't really focus on anything but the now, like it was impossible. So that's getting into that state. Once you give a fuck about the past and the future, then you're weighing yourself down. You can't be in that state. So you have to be really, a lot of very few people are in that state. Most people, they care about bullshit. And it has nothing to do with like, oh, you happy, or because you could be in a happy position, just win the lottery, and you're still not in that state because you're so caught up in the material, and you're so caught up in your happiness is in the physical. It's not really in within. So he's like, it has nothing to even do with anything that you guys think it has something to do with. It's some shit you gotta get through spiritual work. That on the other hand, we track blessings in disguise. I don't think we don't attract no blessings. At the end of the day, we are the blessing. We are everything. We just got to do what the fuck you got to do. It's like if you don't go up and get off your ass to go out and make some type of income, then you're not gonna get no income. You can't say, "Oh, somebody blessed me to make $1 million." Whereas if that person blessed you, then why the fuck doesn't everyone have $1 million? Obviously, you did something that other people didn't fucking do. So who's blessing you? Unless everyone should have $1 million, because we all should be blessed. The fuck? You did something that these other people didn't do. That's why you got $1 million fucking. Ain't nobody fucking blessed you. I don't agree we attract blessings. I don't agree with that. We don't attract no blessings. We are the blessing. And it happens to you based upon the blockages you remove and the work you do. And you get what is given to you. I don't give you $50. If I gave you $50, if I want to buy a house from you and I gave you, let's just say $100, and let's just say the house is $100. I gave you $100. I'm gonna want a house back. I'm not gonna give you $100. Oh, I'm not gonna give you the house. No, give me my fucking house. If I do the work to get to where I need to get to, and then I get some type of manifestation, which that's what they call it. It's not a manifestation. Is I got what the fuck I got based upon what the fuck I did. And nothing's for free. If I became a millionaire in a year from now, I'm not gonna be a stupid fool. Oh, I'm gonna thank the universe, or I was blessed. No, I did what the fuck I did to get $1 million, because before I had that $1 million, I was in a state where I didn't have it. So I must have did something. So whatever I did is that I put in that energy. It's not I didn't get lucky, because if I didn't put in that energy, it's not like lucky will be I didn't put in any energy and it just fell in my lap. That's luck. Anytime you do something, that ain't fucking luck. You fucking worked your ass off and you got what the fuck you was owed to you and deserved based upon the energy you put in. You could be happy about it because you got what you wanted. The same way you work at McDonald's and you're happy you got that little bum ass PS5 that you worked 2 weeks to get, 3 weeks to get, that little cheap ass shit just to be broke. It's the same fucking thing. But at least the spirituality has more value to it than that shit. So I don't want to compare it to that, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah, it's hard for us water signs to stop caring like we care about not caring. I don't really feel myself as like I have a water sign, but I feel I'm more of an air because I have a lot of air in my chart. So that air overcomes. So like I don't really give a fuck as much as the typical water sign because I have a lot of air. But I'm not saying I don't care. I do care, but it's like it's different kind of because I still have that sun in Pisces. So it's gonna at least show itself somehow. I'm so overworking for this society. I just want to leave everything and do my own thing away from people. You have to just change your mindset and your awareness. That's all you really have to do. is nothing really wrong. Like, yeah, fuck working for this society and for people, but like I said, you gotta like change your mindset. Because once you change your mindset, then you're gonna be out of that situation where you have to work for people and be in society. Like by default, you'll be out of it because you changed your mind. So you just everything would just formulate where you just get out of it. Because there's always a way out of your situation. You don't have to work for society if you don't want. When I say you don't have to work for society, I don't have to say you have to be in society because we all got to make money. But you can get yourself to a point where your money's working residual. You don't want to work. There's ways to make money online where it's automated, so you get paid automatically. There's a lot of millionaires out there who they wake up every morning and their money's on autopilot. So they got investments, they got different businesses, and other people manage them. So they're so rich that they pay other people to manage their expenses. So they just wake up and live a life, and they can just be in the jungle, and their bank account has money because they're everything that's supposed to do with operating their business, they're paying somebody to do. So if you want, you can get yourself to that point, and this and your bills are just paying itself, and everything's automated, and you don't even lift a dime, but whatever you want, you get. You just buy something at the store, and your money's there already because everyone is operating your business and doing everything for you and managing your money and sending it to the accounts you need sent. That is so you really don't you can be in it, but don't have to be of it. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want to be in society, you can always manifest that. But don't just think like, oh, I'm just gonna go out in the jungle and not, because at the end of the day, you have a human body, you have a nervous system. All these other niggas will tell you like, oh, you need to be in society because the only true reason you need to be in society. Well, I guess for your spiritual purpose and meaning, I guess for that. But who is anyone to tell you that but you? But most people, the reason they don't want to go out in the wilderness and they'll make an excuse why they shouldn't is because they they feel pain. We all have a nervous system. If your ass is out in the jungle too long, you're gonna get fucking cold. Any argument that you say, oh, we don't have to be in the jungle too much, is just your ego. Like at the end of the day, the reason you don't want to be on the jungle, nigga, is because you know it's gonna get colder. You're gonna want to go out and do whatever. If you have the ability to not feel cold and not feel hunger and all the feelings of pain and all that shit from the elements, then most people would be living out in there. The reason you don't is because of the pain you'll feel on the body from the elements. That's the main reason people don't just go out and live out there. It has nothing to do with other people's opinion about, oh, I like people sit there and say, oh, you need to eat food because bitch, the only reason you're saying that is because you like the taste of food. If that's the case, then if you want to talk about you need to eat food, then why don't you eat vegetables every day? You don't eat vegetables. Your fat ass eats Chick-fil-A every goddamn hour. You eat that for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. So, bitch, you even choose the type of foods you eat. So don't sit there acting like, oh, we need to eat, bitch. If we need to eat, why don't you need to eat healthy food? No, we don't need to eat. You just making that excuse, bitch. I don't know why my volume is low, man. Fuck. I don't know why my volume is low. Let me see if I can change my. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, fuck. Can you guys hear me now? All right, can you guys hear me now? I think I turned it up. I turned it up. He said he can hear me. I turned it up. I think I did. All right, yeah, I think I said I turned it up. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know why it was low, but yeah, forgot what I was talking about. But like I said, somebody remind me what I was talking about. I forgot. He said it gets louder. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. How do I feel this Scorpio season? I'm all right. I'm like when you guys see me getting all emotional and angry, you guys probably think like nigga, I like to talk like this. I just be joking around. I'm not really like distraught. If I was distraught, nigga, I probably wouldn't even be on fucking online and shit like these other bitch ass niggas. Like they'll sit there and be online, and then they'll go ghost for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's weird. Like when I act the way I do, this is just me being me. I like to speak with passion. I'm not really angry. Like in any anger I do feel, I get over that shit because I'm too fucking smart. Like I have all this fucking knowledge and wisdom, and I know so much about me, and I'm so sure of myself, and I'm so sure of reality. The fuck I look like being like these bum ass stupid crackers out here all depressed. Oh, I'm gonna cut myself because I have to go. Even if I have to go work a 9 to 5, I'll be happy doing that motherfucking shit. That's the thing you guys think. Oh, I say, oh, I hate working on it. I hate working 9 to 5. But if I had to, I'll be doing that shit. It's good. I'll be dancing because I know who the fuck I am. If anything, that's why the spirit has to sit me on my ass because I'd be too jolly and I think everything's a joke. So it has to put situations that make me a certain way to keep me in structure, so I don't get too focused. Because I'd be too giddy and too much if it puts me in a situation where I'm just too relaxed and shit. So it'll cause a lot of chaos to make me back on my shit because it'll know like I like a lot of you niggas that probably won't need to do that because a lot of you guys probably feel so depressed and shit from little shit like going to go wake up in the morning, go to work every day, or go having to that shit would probably make some people. But me is like it wouldn't make me feel depressed, even though I don't like it. But I'll get lost and I'd be too enjoyed into it because I'd be just so caught up in my mind because I'd be trying to transmute. So the spirit would kind of make it where like it fucks with me. So it's like I ain't like you niggas. My shit's different. Like a lot of people, they look at me and they think you guys come up with your notion. You don't know what the fuck is going on and what I've been through and what I'm going through in my situation and shit. You guys, I don't even tell everybody everything. Like, I only tell you niggas what I want people to hear. I don't tell people because you don't tell everybody everything. I don't. Some demons you need to keep fucking wrapped up for and never let unbound. And some demons you don't let anybody know. Some demons you just don't say. That's how motherfuckers end up getting caught up getting that for murder and shit because they were on the internet talking about a demon that should have been kept bounded. AKA like some nigga gets caught up for a murder or some shit because he rapped about it in a song. Or like you see what I'm saying? Or they talk about how they robbed this place and then they investigate. Like some things you don't even fucking say. But I'm good this Scorpio season. I'm straight. I'm good this Scorpio season. Even though I don't like a lot of shit that's been going like the energies, but like I said, I'm able to maneuver around it. And then we going into Sag season. Oh man, I don't like Sag season. Sag season is usually when the planets square my sun. That's when like I start getting in demon mode. So like if you guys see me acting really erratic in Sag season, like I'm just warning you guys because that shit, I don't know. Every time when the planets square my sun, I always turn into demon mode. Yeah. So I'm hopefully I'm a that's why I'm preparing myself though. Like I said, I'm prepared. Like the whole Sag season, I'm going all in because what I'm realizing is anytime the planet squares your sun. So let's just say you have a planet in like Aquarius. What squares Aquarius is Taurus and Scorpio. So anytime we're going into Taurus season of Scorpio, you really want to make sure you're on your spiritual path and do what you have to do. Because if you don't and you just are free to the energy and you just relaxing and just going, then that's gonna, like they say, the devil's an idle mind is the devil's playground. So when you're in this energy and your mind is idle, the devil's gonna be able to play with you in the playground. So it's gonna create situations where you're like fucked up and you're like, why the fuck am I going through all this bullshit? Is because you're in a square energy and you ain't fucking learning and doing nothing. So like the best thing to do is in a square energy is to do what you got to do and go hard at it, and then that will create a defense. Not saying things won't happen, but when you get out of that square, it's gonna be like a relief. You're gonna have a lot of good shit, or you're gonna feel motivated. It may not have some physical, but you'll feel motivated. Like I can keep going, and you'll have a new like motivation that way more better than any bullshit YouTube video can give you. Because the YouTube video they don't give you really motivation. It's like it's just the equivalent of a YouTube video to motivation is kind of like a drug and saying that you want to feel good. Like it's gonna make you feel good, but you just gotta have to take it again. You gotta create like real world circumstances to be motivated. Just like if you want to feel happy, you got to create a real world circumstance, like overcoming your anxiety, doing the work, accomplishing a task that you spent years trying to accomplish. Like that's how you really do it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this live stream up though. I don't think I went too deep in this one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one up. I just gotta make sure I don't go too deep before I end this bitch. I like to sometimes I like to speak and then I need to calm down certain things because I don't really want to go too deep. Yeah, but I removed the last one. So if you guys seen it, you seen it. But I ain't doing that. I'm not uploading that. Yeah. You said I think these transfers screw my placements. I think because I don't know what the fuck was going on in these transits and these energies fuck me up. Yeah, you gotta be careful. These challenges, they'll fuck with you. You got that's why you gotta know what's going on. Just by you knowing, it's gonna create like some type of because when you know, you're putting energy into that thing that you're focusing on, and it densifies it. So it creates it kind of from not manifesting in a way. Like so that's why it's always good to just you be aware of something, you're creating density in it. Like so, it's not gonna because you're putting attention and making it 3D. So the odds of it happening like it was in your mind is very slim because you're thinking about it. Because things don't really happen as it is in your mind. So if you want something to not happen, you can't just focus your energy on it as in like it happening, but because it's in the reality. Because nothing happens like a reality. So when you focus too much energy on something, it creates it from manifesting, and it because it makes it dense. That's why if you would have known about that transit and know something can happen, not saying nothing bad will happen, but it probably would have been that tragic. You probably been able, you would have been in a mindset of knowing, and then you would have made that turn because you would have been thinking about the energies on your mind of you knowing that the transits. It would have made you not make that turn because where the mind goes, the body goes. So the reason you made that turn wasn't because you made a mistake. The reason you made that turn was because you fucking were in a fucked up mindset and it made you make a fucked up decision. Because just like you moved your hand in that decision and made a left, you could have moved your hand and clicked a button on your phone and got a $2,000 trade. It's still you're moving your body within the matrix. But why did you move your body where you turned your will and made the wrong turn? You could have moved your body where you turned your fingers and made the right decision and make a right investment. It's where the mind goes, your body goes. Your mind was in a spot where it led you to that spot. You want to have your mind in a spot where it leads you to click a button on your phone and you make like $3,000 in about 2 hours. That seems better to me. I want my hands, my body to move in that direction. So you got to get your mind right so we can do that. Yeah, I have because I have a lot of planets in an Aquarius, and it was squaring the fuck out of my Scorpio. So like I'm right now, I'm kind of like it is, and then plus we got Venus and Libra, and it's opposing my moon. So like if I come off as a dickhead, I'm sorry because Venus is about I don't it's opposing my moon. Well, I'm not sorry, but you guys know what I mean. Like a lot of shit I say, I don't mean. Like when I say something, I'll just be saying it. But know better, do better. That's right. Know better, do better. That's what we all gotta do. Especially like for real. A lot of people like, especially in the spiritual community, you got a lot of people who know better, but they don't even do better. So they just fucking on some bullshit. And yeah, I'm gonna be starting my fast tonight. I'm gonna start my fast tonight, and then I don't know how long I'm going. I'm gonna just keep going. Like I said, I don't count the days. I just keep going. The The first 2 days is usually a pain in the ass. Once I get to like day three, like my mind is such at a clear mindset that I could be like fucking I have to damn near be feeling like I'm gonna die for me to end my fast because I'd be so in a clear state of mind and focus that the hunger pains they don't even phase me. Even though I have them, I'm so like in my mind, so I don't really give a fuck about them. So I have to be feeling like I'm about to like really pass out or some shit. But like I said, the more you keep doing this fast, you should not be feeling like that. After 3 weeks of you doing this continually, you should not be feeling like you're gonna throw up or you're weak or or it should be like you're on day five and it felt like you on day one and you're able to do your task and not losing. That's how it should be. If it's not like that, then you're not doing something right. This is why you got to do the meditation and the tai chi and the energy to build the energy and the yoga. You can just do fasting by yourself if you want, but if you just do fasting, you're gonna always be tired, you're gonna always be hungry, and you're gonna be like everybody else who fast. They get hungry and they, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to be a breatharian, if you're trying to cut your hunger and your cravings, you have to do the energy work because the energy work's gonna naturally make you not want to eat. Like it's got and it's stages to it. Eventually, you're gonna eat less. Like me, I eat very very little. Like you guys think like, oh, I still eat, but I eat extremely little compared to you guys. I eat very little. I eat like one when I eat a meal to me is like a handful of fucking like peanuts and a piece of bread or some shit, and I'm good the whole day, and it lasts me, and I don't even need to eat that much. But like that's what it is. And if I eat something bigger, I choose what I eat. Like I'd be like, oh, I want to eat tacos or some shit, so I go get that and I'll eat it, but it's not like I need it or some shit. I just go eat that. But I can't eat heavy, and even when I eat that, I can't get full anymore. Like like you know how you guys get full in your stomachs. I can't do that shit. It's hard. I have to really like try to do that because when I eat, I just feel satisfied before my stomach gets full. Like it'll be just too much for me, and like my stomach's not sticking out. But I don't. I just can't eat no more because I programmed and trained my body. So this is part of the reason why I'm able to steal all my food because I don't eat that much. Well, at this point, even if I was eating like I was like 10 years ago, I'll still be able to steal it because when I go, I steal hella shit from the store. I don't just steal for myself. I steal for my mom, my grandma, other people. Like they'll buy for me or they'll I just give it to them for free. Like my grandpa, like, because they know I steal. My mom and them like they don't give a fuck. I stole what my mom was. I don't give a fuck. She don't even give a shit really. She's like who gives a shit because she's been cool and everything. But I steal for her and them and my grandmother and shit. So I don't just take for me because I be taking a lot of shit though. And I be like giving like I got my grandma some polydent. You know how you keep the dentures in your teeth? I stole her like fucking I think like 30 packs of polydent. Like I took the whole case. And then because she's like, give me some polydent. I went back, I went and get her some polydent, and then she like, got brought of the polydent. She's like, God damn, nigga. It's like, how many dentures you think I need? That's the exact words I came out like, God damn, nigga, how many dentures you think I need? She still got polydent to this day. This was like last year I got it for her, like the end of last year. She still got some poly. Dad talked to her a few weeks ago. She's like, I still got that poly dick. He's like, God damn, nigga. That shit, I was dying laughing when she said that shit. Mm, yeah, yeah, the police lost my damn work office keys. Yeah, fuck the police. Yeah, yeah, I don't fuck with the police. The police ain't even in my reality. I already like that's. I don't even deal with that because they don't. They're not a part of my reality. So I don't even see them like that because it's just not in my reality. I already got that shit set up and programmed where I don't see them and they don't see me. And anytime there's a problem where I potentially can see them, I'm notified. And then I'll have something happen to me within the reality that's gonna lead me on a course of events mentally to be like, okay, I need to not do that. So it's already straight up with me. I already have it situated. Because it's all a mental game. This is a mental world. You guys gotta understand that. Once you're able to really control your mind, this is why they have it. It's attack on the mind and mind control. Because once you're able to control your mind, then you're able to like really manipulate like the outcomes and circumstances in the world, even down to like how people perceive you. Like it's how you're able to see like a midget in jail run the whole block because he knows he feels like that's why they don't want you to be better than people. Like I was saying in my last live stream, they don't want you to think you're better than people. Even if it's not true that you're better than everyone or you know everything. Who the fuck says I can't say it? Like even though I don't know everything, who the fuck you to who can tell you that you don't know everything? Only I should be able to because I know what I fucking know. And if I say I know everything, then I know everything. You can't tell me I don't know everything because if you don't think I know everything, that means you don't think you know everything. And if you don't know everything, then everything that comes out your mouth is could be a lie. So if you tell me that I don't know everything, that could be a lie. So it's like, and even if I didn't know everything, who says I can't tell myself? I can tell myself whatever the fuck I want to tell myself. You better go fuck some bitch you don't give a fuck about. You can say I love you. You don't love the stupid bitch, but you say what you have to say to get what the fuck you need. It's the same fucking thing. I say what the fuck I want to say. And who the fuck says I really don't know everything? I can really do know everything. I know I know everything. If anything, I'm scared of people in the spiritual community that don't think they know everything. If you don't think you know everything, and I'm talking about when it comes to like spirituality and life. If you want to learn how to be a fucking something in the matrix, learn how to be a good businessman, it takes decades and shit and logic and trial and error, then I understand that. You gotta know because there's a certain process. But when it comes to myself and existence, no one can tell you what you know about existence in yourself because they can't. This is existence. You can't tell me what the fuck I know or not. And if you keep telling, like, they'll be like, oh, the more you know is the more you don't know. That's what these dumbass new agers say. But I look at it like, I don't even trust you then. How can I trust everything that you came out your mouth that your whole doctrine is built upon is true? If what if one day you get to a point where everything you just said was fake, was false? No, that doesn't make sense. There has to be some type of truth that's verbatim and that we can stand off for eternity. There's no such thing as oh, that don't make sense. Like I'm aware right now. That's the truth. It's not no something we can debate. Otherwise, you see what I'm saying? So there should be things like that. Not all this, oh, we don't know. The more you know, they don't make no fucking sense. Because even if you say the more you know, the more you don't know, what if are you learning anything? There could be infinite knowledge, but is it real infinite knowledge or if it's just infinite knowledge within the 3D realm, which is just pointless? There's infinite different directions. Like um every single tree, every single leaf you see on the ground, you can measure every position and get a measurement for it. Should I go and do that and get information? Because that's infinite information. You see what I'm saying? So, like, what type of information? You got to get deep. Like, I can get useless information. How many centimeters is this school? How many minutes and hours did it take to build this building from square one? Like, that's stupid information. So technically, you don't like. You see what I'm saying? Like, people are hella stupid. You can just really like. You can just debunk everyone on their bullshit. The more you know, the more you don't know. So I guess life is about contradictions then? Fucking idiot. Dumbass shit. He said you remind me of the Boom dude. Who's I think I heard of somebody like that. I don't know who that is. Sounds familiar though. Yeah. Yeah, I might end this live stream. Let me see if there's any more questions. Anybody got any more questions? I'll probably drop the link if anybody wants to join real quick. I'm gonna drop the link, and I leave the link open for everybody and anyone. If you have a problem with what I say, if there's something in a video you didn't like, or if you want to just talk about how fucking my hair is not combed, or like anything you have to fucking say, like I let you go in the comment and say whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't care. Because I realize like it's all everything's a mental game. Because I know those would be the people who don't want smoke, then everyone goes to them. And then like the times where people don't really care, then that's when the people they don't want to fuck with them because it's like they pick up on the energy. They're like, because everybody's a demon. Everybody just wants to feel like they're more powerful. So when they see somebody that they feel like they can have an upper hand on, then they'll go at it. But when they feel like they can't, and they just want to ignore and be and act like that person doesn't exist. Because it's all about power and ego trips for humans in this fucking reality. Because everyone's a fucking demon. Everyone's in their fucking ego, and it is what it is. Which is kind of dumb because like especially being on social media, it's kind of stupid to be really in your ego. Because like if you're like a major influencer and you in your ego and you like you want like for example you're in your ego and you portray yourself a certain way, then when you get exposed for it, it's gonna everyone's gonna see you. You see what I'm saying? Like you see these YouTubers, they'll be talking hella shit or they'll be doing things of something and then they get caught up in the thing that they were doing. Like they'll be talking about fucking like women or some shit or MGTOW. And then they'll get caught up simping from one of these bitches or some shit, or they'll be caught up getting cheated on to get child support payments, and then the bitches and they're like, weren't you just this dude? That's an example. I'm not saying that's true, but it's an example. They get caught up in the thing that they were talking on. I'm like, you niggas just were putting a fake ass image out there, you stupid motherfucker. Like, if you're gonna be put a fake image, at least don't be a YouTuber, dumbass. Or at least like don't be online. Like, we people are just dumb. Like, you guys see, I just get disrespectful. I don't give a fuck. So I don't portray myself as a nice person and good. And then when something happens, I'm looked at a certain way. Cause you guys already know, like, I don't really give a fuck about this stupid shit. Cause we're in a different time right now. You gotta have to make your own, like, your own shit. Because we're not like all this old shit and going to work for the system and being a part of that shit's shut down. You have to make your own. If you don't make your own, you're not gonna have nothing in this new time we're in. You gotta have your own platform, your own business. Every person. This is why everything's gonna get shut down, and they're gonna bring in AI. AI. The reason they're bringing that in because everyone's supposed to be making money on the internet. That's the new 9 to 5 is on the internet, whether it's be through trading, through drop shipping with Amazon, through motherfucking blogging, whatever the fuck it is. There's gonna be different, and they're gonna make different new ways in the future. It's gonna be the internet, and if you can't get on that, then you fucked. Because how else are people gonna be able to pay for all? Like if AI's coming, things aren't going to be free. They're still going to charge you, but how are people going to have money to pay for these things if nobody's working these shitty jobs? Because most people, they can only get a shitty ass job. Once you get rid of all these shitty jobs and replace them with AI, it's going to force all the large percentage of people to have to go on the internet or to be on some type of government welfare. And the people who are going to be the biggest consumers are going to be people who like they're going to say, oh, it's a rich and a poor. It's not going to be the rich and the poor like you guys think like, oh, it's going to be rich and a poor as in people who can have their own creative abilities and know how to maneuver. They're going to be able to make money. That's going to be the rich, and then the poor are going to be the dumbass stupid sheep. It ain't going to be just every single sheep is poor and then all. That's not what it is. At the end of the day, we all have responsibility. These elite ain't that fucking powerful. Understand it, they're not that powerful. So part of the bullshit that happened is because people allow it and they put themselves in that situation. These niggas are not that powerful. That's part of the Their power is to get you to believe that they're that powerful, and then when you believe it, then they can manifest certain situations that can like fruition as it looks like they're powerful. But that's as far as it really goes. It isn't. They're not really fucking powerful like that. The only thing they can do is like have a military, but they can only use that if people allow them. They can't just go and fucking use military for no fucking reason. People got to be retarded. He's like, they really need to replace it. They do. They really do. They need to hurry up with that shit. Really do. Like these motherfuckers like have the and it's funny how like they think they're gonna have that shit forever. Like people, cause you go to these jobs and shit, and like these motherfuckers is like mentally ill. Like you can tell the average person who works is mentally ill. I used to go to the library all the time, and when I go to the library, I always see this librarian. It was a dude, and he will always look miserable and always upset. And in my mind, I was like, I hope I don't end up in a job like this where I get so miserable because I seen it in his face, like he just hated to be here. And I see that so much nowadays when I go into like every establishment I go to, people are just miserable and they look irritated 99% of the time. And I'm like, if in my mind, like, if you're so miserable, fucking leave. Oh, I can't leave because I have to do this to make work to make money. Well, if you love that place so much where you don't even want to leave it and you need it so much, then you should be thanking that place. Because if you're not thanking it, me, I'm the type of person where if I don't want to be in there, I'm gonna fucking leave. And if I have to be, if I feel like I have to be there, that means it's doing me something. So I'm gonna be there because it's doing me something. But if you're that miserable, it's not doing you anything. And these sheep don't even have a goal or a mission. They just are there paying for their fucking bills like a dumbass. Like, what's the point? And they have the audacity to take their attitude. Like, bitch, don't take your attitude out on me because you're too fucking weak to make a change in your life. Don't take your attitude out on me. I have more respect for a motherfucker who steals from somebody and makes money than a dumbass sheep who's been working at the same stupid shitty job and hasn't done shit with their fucking money. And I'm not saying everyone. I'm talking about the people who just been they work for their bills. They just wake up every morning and they work for their bills. Somebody who's working to go out and fund their own business or do whatever and save up. I respect people like that. But I'm saying I respect a motherfucker who robs and steals than somebody who just is dumb fat ass donut eating sheep that just sits there and works for a living and pays just to pay his bills. What the fuck is that? And you have the audacity to get upset or to get angry like somebody's inconveniencing you. Bitch, you're not doing shit in your life. Ain't nobody inconveniencing you. I hate when you see a nigga, they ain't doing nothing in their life and they get upset like you're inconveniencing them. Like that inconvenience attitude, like, man, why you gotta do this now? Like, bitch, you ain't doing shit in your life, bitch. I'm not inconveniencing you. That inconvenience attitude, like you somebody, like you busy. You ain't shit. You ain't doing shit. Fucking retarded ass nigga. Acting like I'm fucking inconveniencing your stupid ass. That shit irritates the hell out of me. Like if you were actually doing something, then I can understand. But you're not doing shit. You don't got nothing going on. Why are you upset? Why are you angry? And if whatever you're angry about is because of that miserable job, quit and make a change, bitch. If not, shut the fuck up and do what the fuck you gotta say. Don't have an attitude because you keep having an attitude. I'm gonna take it personal and I'm gonna motherfucking do something you're not gonna fucking like, nigga. Fucking swear. That's how I feel about this damn war. I hate when bitch ass niggas have an attitude. That's why I say this. That's why I say they need to replace AI. Now you guys see why I say they need to replace AI. Is what I just said right now. Now it doesn't seem crazy. And then you have somebody with a negative energy touching your product, touching your food. They're like now they're putting their negative energy on what the fuck you're supposed to touch and consume it, and that brings back negative energy to your dwelling and shit. Fuck that. That's what my that's what I used to. I was thinking of the word that I used to use. Indignant. These motherfuckers be getting indignant with you. I'm like, bitch, don't get indignant with me. Go look up that word. That explains. Like I hate that when these motherfuckers get indignant with you. Like you just doing your thing and you in a good mood. Then they have an attitude. When somebody has an attitude with me for no reason, I'll be like, hey, don't get indignant with me now. I say it respectfully and I get loud. Don't get indignant with me. You don't have to come at disrespectful. I don't. I address it. When you see something, you have to address it. Don't make it look like, oh, it's weird or it's because I'm being. If you feel something weird in the energy, address it. Why are you doing this? Don't have an attitude. I'm like I'm a spiritual person and I feel your energy and you have an attitude. And don't get indignant. I'll say that shit. Calm down, Sally. Don't make me fucking do something I'm gonna regret. If it was a black woman, Sally Mae. That's what they call a black woman, the Sally Mae. Oh man, but I'm for real, guys. Shit, nigga. Yeah, these sheep be getting fucking indignant, man. It's just hella annoying. And it's always when you're in a good mood. I noticed that. And I noticed this too, looking from a third perspective, because there was this one dude, he was chilling, just talking to himself and in a good mood. And some other nigga comes in the room like, "Who are you talking to?" And in my mind, I'm like, the nigga's not even talking to you. You know damn well this nigga's talking to himself because everybody knew he's talking to himself. This nigga trying to start some shit. And the dude was in a good mood and shit. And he's like, "What are you talking about, man?" And the guy's like, he just looked and shit. And I'm like, and the dude was in a good mood. So it's funny how he attacked that dude. When you're in a good mood, a lot of these motherfuckers they want to attack you. That's why when you're in a good mood, you gotta like shield yourself. You wanna like shield yourself, not put yourself um in an open spot where they can drain your energy. Sometimes you may even want to contain your energy, not be too much into energy. Because when you're into that energy, then they can drain it. You don't want to be into that. I put the link there if anybody wants to join. I'm not tripping. We can all join. We can talk about whatever. I don't. It doesn't matter. You can ask me anything. What I said in a video. Whatever. I always like to put myself open. Because how would it look me speaking the way I talk and I don't put myself open for some type of criticism or what the fuck you gotta say? I'm not gonna speak how I speak and then hide from everyone. The fuck? That's gonna make it like you can say whatever you don't like that I said or you don't agree with. It's fine. If it's like a peaceful, because not everyone's gonna agree with me. So I don't mind like if you guys don't agree certain thing. I'm not gonna be fuck you. There's nothing wrong with that. If just somebody think and is respectful, then that's different. But like I'm just talking about like, people just hating like fuck you and all like that. That's what I'm talking about. Obviously there are certain people who fuck on my channel, but you don't fuck with everything I do, which that's normal. You're not supposed to fuck with everything I do. We wouldn't even be in this world if we did. Because everything would be weird and shit. Some lower octave natures. Everybody got lower octave natures. Everybody in the human body is lower. There ain't nobody who's really. Everyone's in a lower body, in lower octave. It's about, but it doesn't mean you can't do what you got to do and reach where you got to reach. And a lot of people think that having a lot of knowledge is a good thing. That's another thing I want to speak about. Having a lot of knowledge is a good thing because based upon what I have with the knowledge, I can do what I do in the now. But when you have a lot of knowledge, most of the time, that means you've had a lot of experience, which is good, but it means you've also done a lot of shit you didn't really need to. Like you've been here a lot of time, you've experienced a lot. Like me, I've had a lot of experiences. I've done like damn near everything. I've done most of the things in life. So now this is why I don't like a lot of things. Like I was saying in my live stream that I blocked,
I was saying that I don't like a lot of shit, and when you don't like a lot of stuff, like, and when I say I don't like a lot of stuff, I'm saying like a lot of like down to the different types of foods. To me, I don't like a lot of my entertainment that I like. I don't like a lot. I don't have hobbies like that. The only hobby I like is doing my spiritual path, which is me taking care of my health and doing my fasting, and even that's hard. But I don't have no hobbies. I don't have no really things that I like, other than I would say that, which is my yoga, my stretching, and me being a breatharian. Because I don't give a fuck about this world. I don't like it. I've done everything in this world a lot of times. So this is why I have like certain things I just know, and certain things even though I haven't experienced, I can put my. It's easy for me to put myself in other people's shoes. Like, cause I when I make a lot of decisions, I'll put myself in other people's shoes, and I can like kind of feel how it is to be like. And it's like I've done a lot of this shit. Even like when I was young, when I was like 4 years old, I started cussing when I was four. I knew swear words at 4 years old. I got kicked out of my kids academy like at age 5 because I was cussing, and I used to every day I used to throw chairs and just throw chairs and throw markers and just ruin the whole fucking every single day. Don't believe me? Ask my fucking relatives. I used to just throw chairs. I used to cause a mess every single day. I even slapped the teacher once. Who was a white lady. Her name was Miss Shirley. She got in my face and I slapped her and shit. I used to just be a very angry spirit when I was young. And it was because I was angry because I reincarnated. Because in my last life, I I fucked up and I was pretty much had knowledge like I did now. And I didn't want to come back and I died. And then when I was born, I took out my anger and I had a lot of anger because subconsciously I knew I didn't want to be here. So I used to cause a lot of hate. Like I remember I had a sweatshirt and I used to bite. I used to get the sweatshirt and bite pieces of the shirt and spit it at people. I like, rip it out of my fucking like bite it and like put it in my mouth and then spit like pieces of my sweatshirt. I used to ruin sweatshirts and just do that shit like all day in fucking school. My mom was like, "Why the fuck you ruin a sweatshirt?" I used to spit it at people every day. All the girls. And this was back in like in daycare, when I was in daycare. And then that was a daycare. I slapped the teacher, and then fucking the other daycare, the Kids Academy, I was throwing chairs. It was just me and this one girl named Marissa. I was friends with her from fucking throughout daycare. We used to cause trouble and shit. And I remember we just threw them fucking chairs. We used to act crazy and shit. And then they ended up, they got rid, like me, I got kicked out of school, but her, she was acting up, and I guess the teacher grabbed her, and the parents got mad, and then they took her out of the school because I guess she was acting up, and the teachers actually grabbed her and shit. But they kicked my ass out. But I thought he was a black kid, and the parents probably gonna fuck their ass up. But they kicked me out of there because this was like I was 4 years old. I got kicked out of daycare. I was cussing and shit. I used to say, I used to be like, "Fuck, bitch, stupid ass," like just cussing, just throw shit. And then I remember they were recording me. It was like a VHS recording. The lady had like the camcorder. I remember they were like taking pictures because they didn't. I was acting so bad, like it was kind of unbelievable. So like they took pictures to show my mom like how I was acting. And I think what set me up was when I was running. I was acting bad one day and I was running and I ended up hitting my head and I knocked myself out in the daycare because guess that was probably karma. But I was running around and I fell and knocked myself out, and then I remembered and shit. I was acting a badass too. And then my dad he brought me candy and food, and I was acting a badass and shit. That's how I got knocked out. But he still bought me some food. But that shit was fun. That's when I was like 4 or 5 and shit. Yeah, I was always cussing. I was always angry and shit and cussing. And but then as I got older, I transmuted. I didn't really like um I didn't just do it just act out of randomness. Like it was a method to the madness because you got to transmute it in a way instead of just doing it all out there. Yeah, I was a badass when I was young. I was a badass. And I used to pick on people a lot too. I used to pick on people. There was something in me. I don't know what it was. Like it was a certain feel. Like there would be one kid in class that I would hate. for no reason, and I would just do everything to just pick on this person. It was weird. Like I had a certain hatred, and I couldn't explain why. And this is only when I was like in daycare, and I did it a little bit in seventh grade. And it was a like it was a person I just didn't like, and I just would just fucking fuck with them. And I don't know why I didn't like them. I just used to just fuck with them and always would want to make their life miserable. And I used to just want to pick on them so much. And it was to the point where like the teacher had to like separate me. And because I used to be like, I don't know what the fuck it was. Like I had a lot of anger, but like this is why I'm so thankful for spirituality and me knowing shit, because as I got older, because what happened, what I think is I was so in my ego when I was in daycare that I remember around like first grade, like something, the spirit like did something to me where I was restricted from expressing my anger and my emotions and my will. Like it was something just constricted me, and that's when like it was like I started getting depressed, and it was just hella weird. And like now, ever since I started my fasting and my healing, like I'm getting out of that. So I'm getting out of it, and I'm kind of seeing like I'm getting kind of flashbacks as I was like back in like daycare, but not in terms of what I seen, but in terms of emotionally how I'm feeling, how like I really don't give a fuck about people. But I didn't have that from like I'll say fourth grade. As I got to fourth grade, it started declining. In fourth grade, it got shut off, and then probably up until like 2018. So I don't know. It's just some weird shit that was going on, man. That's just some weird shit. And like ever since 2018, that's when I really been on the path where I've been cleansing. And then now it's like I'm at a point where I'm kind of getting those emotional where I don't give a fuck really. But it's now I'm at, with the knowledge I have, I'm able to transmute it, to do what I have to do. Like even when that girl, man, I kicked that girl in the face in elementary school, not elementary, in daycare. Because in elementary I wasn't like this. It was only daycare I was very fucked up for some reason. Like I had a lot of anger, but I kicked the girl in the face. It was some white girl, and she was bleeding in the lip. It was like in the little thing, and it was crazy. And another thing is, they used to give us granola bars after every day after daycare, and I used to eat my granola bar, and then I used to fucking crawl around the whole fucking like I used to crawl around the whole daycare and pick up the crumbs of the other people's granola bar because I used to want more than one, but then they only gave me one, so I'll go and I'll crawl around the ground. I'll beg people for their shit and try to take it, and then I used to crawl around and eat the crumbs of the granola bars. Like people would drop crumbs and I'll eat them. I was on some weird shit. I don't know what the fuck I was on, man. Like it was some weird shit. Yeah, but it is what it is, man. I was a really I just think it's because like before I came into this life I wasn't intended to come back here, and I came back and I wasn't supposed to. I fucked up. I'm not supposed to be in this reality. I'm not supposed to. But it is what I gotta like do. But at the end of the day, don't worry because we're infinite. You've always been here. You're an infinite being. So you've always been here. You always will be here. So it's not no, oh, I gotta do this or I gotta do that or I gotta hurry up and catch. Don't get me wrong, you want to hurry up and do what you gotta do, but is at the end of the day, it's always a lesson. It's never the end. You always gotta have something you gotta have to learn and keep growing. It's never really an end. So if you haven't got to where you gotta get, you don't feel too regretful and shit. Because at the end of the day, it's a never-ending journey. You're always gonna have to grow. It's infinite. It doesn't stop. You can just pick it. You always can pick up where you left off. It may be harder depending on how long, but at least you can pick up. Yeah, I do have a lot of past life hatred. I think I don't know. Probably that's most likely what it is. A lot of people do. What the fuck? I'm not like the only one. Like a lot of people got a lot of shit going on in their past. Like that's what makes this life. Like Your past, like if you think about it, like people say, "Oh, in my past life, what was I doing?" Most likely, what you were doing was kind of what you're doing now. At least in your, it depends what past life. Like, was it your most recent one? Then the most recent one, you're most likely doing something similar to what you were doing right now in your most recent past life. You're always doing the same thing. It's just the illusion looks different. So it's like the thing is with past life, you could be doing something completely different, but it's the same energy. So it could be like a different situation and it looks physically different, but it's the same fucking energy. You could be in an animal body and be going through the same energy that you're going in a human body. It just got to play out in an animal body. So if you're a person with anxiety and depression and all your issues, don't think you're going to be a bird and you're going to be dealing with that same fucking shit, but while being a bird. It's just gonna be in the bird world, and they're gonna probably laugh at you, and you're gonna be the bird that gets fucking picked on and shit. The fuck? It's the same fucking energy. You can't really escape your demons unless you deal with them. You can't, but I'm gonna be in this body. You gotta just be stuck in perpetual hell, incarnating into different bodies and shit, but going through the same energy unless you deal with that energy. I wasn't no fucking pharaoh. Fuck a pharaoh. I don't even. I don't even. I don't even cater to Egyptian, but I appreciate the comment though. I know what you mean though. I feel you. It's not even really about what you were in the past life. At the end of the day, you could be somebody with a lot of knowledge, and you could have been a bum in a past life, and it has nothing really. It depends because if you've had so many experiences, a real powerful spirit has been everything damn near. That's a powerful spirit because they've had a lot of experiences, so they've been broke. They've been. It's not like, oh, I just have been a king and I've been a queen, or I've been that. That's a weak spirit if you just think you just that. A real powerful spirit's been to the bottom of the bottom. A real spirit, they've been to the depths of that underworld. They know the underworld in and out. They've been to the depths of it. They fucking scare people in the darkest depths of it because that's how powerful. And then they've been to the highest of the heavens. That's not in them nigga who just, oh, I'm just in a God, I was this and I was that. No, you gotta experience a lot. That's why I say I'm not no God because I haven't experienced everything. I don't want to experience everything. That's a fucking hard ass thing to fucking do. To experience everything. Why the fuck would I want to experience everything? I'm not no God. God experienced everything and is everything. I don't want to just there's certain shit you don't want to even think about. The fuck? Let alone experience. The fuck you think you calling yourself a God is? That doesn't make sense. I didn't say people can't remember their past lives. I didn't say that. You can remember your past lives. Those people just you got to know what you're like what's going you got to know what the fuck you're doing though because sometimes you can't let anybody tell you your past life but you should be able to know that but you can know your past life you can even know your past life based on what you're doing in this life if you're really keen based on the mistakes you made and what you're going through and what you like and don't like you can see what you're going through right now and say okay my past life I must have been doing this you have like kind of a glimpse energetically. Say, I'm not gonna lie, I'm too late. This is a good question. This is good because a lot of people actually think like this and they don't want to admit it, but I'm glad he admitted. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm too lazy to deal with inner demons. Like I just want to live life fully, and that's gonna screw me over. That's the programming, that's the mind control. That's you. It's just like an addict. They're on drugs. They need to get off drugs just because it feels good doesn't mean it's good. So you want to just live life freely. Who said life is supposed to live freely? You got that from the programming, from cartoons, from the Masons, and they made you think this is something that is not. Like life is about feeling good and fulfilling your desires. That's not what this shit's about. Sometimes you need to not fulfill. Sometimes fulfilling your desires will get your ass fucking fucked up. Go ask those fucking pedophiles who molest children. They can't control that. They wanted to fulfill that desire, but it caused look what it caused them a lot of negative dark energy. So like life is not about what you think life is about. Life is about doing what the fuck you got to do and conquering your demons. Not saying you can't go out and do have fun, And even if you make mistakes and you fulfill demons in a negative way, that's an experience and you will grow from that. You may have to deal with some energy, but you will grow from it and you'll go on. So if you want to fulfill your desire and go through all that, then go you have that choice to do that. Just like if you want to just live your life and have fun, then have fun. But just know that it's gonna screw you over in the end and be able to take that with like wear that stripe on you and be like, I'm gonna just take the loss and I'm gonna do it. At least do that. But if you don't want to do that, then you got to do what you got to do. Yep. Yeah, and one was a lot of people. It's Sunday. I don't even know the days. I don't even because when it's every day is the same day for me. I don't look at Friday or Saturday. I don't look at that shit. Every day is the same day for me. That's why I'm like, oh shit, it's Sunday. That's why everybody's on. Like, it's 8 people in here. It's funny that we had like 13 people in here. Nobody wanted to click the link. If you guys want to just say whatever you gotta say, I'm free. Yeah, I said a lot in this video. It's coasted when I lost it. It cost it when I lost it. Cost what? And what you lose? Oh, he said no. It is a question like why does it happen? Oh, the reason why it happens is because you allow it to happen. You haven't programmed your mind. That's the reason you want to just. Anytime you want to do something that you don't want to do, that you're not supposed to be doing, that's because you're you. That's what you really want to do. Like you really don't want to be on your spiritual path. Because if you did, then you wouldn't even ask me the question. You would be just doing it. Like you see, like nobody has to ask you to go and eat dinner tonight because you know you want to eat dinner. But if I say let's go fast, then you're gonna think about, oh, I got to do one day, or I'm gonna do it, but I'll start tomorrow, or you're gonna have different thoughts because that's something you really don't want to do. So you got to get your mind in the program where you want to do it. And usually, a lot of people can't get themselves in that mind unless they go through a horrible situation like that's tragic, like a trial and tribulation or something. Like somebody gets hurt or somebody. So you don't want it to get to that point. You don't want it to get to that point because once it gets to that point, and most people want to get and do it, but yeah, it happens to everyone though. But you just gotta have a strong mind in this world. Like you can complain of like there's people who complain and there's people who actually get shit done. Like you could be the person who complains and you go to a 9 to 5 and complain, oh, I don't have time to do anything when I get home and my life is just you can complain about that, but at the end of the day, we all live in the same life. We all doing the same thing. Like there's people who went to that 9 to 5 who got up out of it and did what they had to do. And there's people who didn't get up out of it and do what they have to do. Which one do you want to be? You can complain about it, which is just going to bring more light to that, or you can figure out how to get it done, which there is a way. So anything in life, you don't want to get trapped into thinking that life is this. Like people say, "Oh, I can't get a girlfriend because I don't have money," or "I can't get this." It's like, no, you can't get a girl because motherfucker, you don't want one. Because if you really wanted one, then one will manifest. Like I see a lot of homeless people with fucking women and they be looking good. Like I be seeing a lot of bum ass niggas that they with women, like niggas who do, like they both be homeless. Like the woman will be homeless, the man. You gotta get somebody on your level, and then they'll be like, this dude was able to find a girl. Could be like, oh, I don't have no money, but yeah, how I see this homeless dude with a girl that looks good. They both homeless, so he was able to manifest because whatever level you want, you're able to get at that level. A lot of people they look at a higher level, like you be making only like $20,000, and you looking at somebody who's making like 50,000 and probably has a different situation And then you're like, oh, this person's not. But it's like, no, you got to get in at a certain level. Like people don't think that, and they think it's because oh they don't have money. It's like no, there's fucking plenty of broke ass bitches who don't got money, and there's plenty of broke ass niggas. Like the fuck, and ain't no nigga. And you're gonna say, oh well, they can go get a man. No, they can't. Ain't no man nowadays taking care of no bitch. Fucking, she gonna have to bring something to the table more than just pussy. And even if the bitch brought pussy, the dude's just gonna fuck her. Then when he gets tired of her, he's gonna leave her because if a nigga has money, he has options to go out and fuck all this different pussy. He ain't gotta just sit with one bitch and put up with her shit. The fuck? He probably fuck her for a little bit, buy a little thing, and he's gonna move on to the next bitch. You see what I'm saying? So a broke bitch eventually is gonna have to like get her shit right, or she ain't. So the only men that in a broke bitch's life who ain't shit is a nigga who ain't got his shit. So if you a nigga who don't got your shit right, go get a bitch who ain't got her shit right and get your shit right together. Once you focus on that's not a possibility, and you only think about the possibility of oh I don't have the money, then you're gonna manifest that, and you're not gonna see nothing like that. See how you want to change your perspective? You want to change the perspective. Don't because that's gonna fuck you up because it's a mental. This is a mental thing. It's not just about what you know. You gotta know how to maneuver like spiritually, mentally, and physically. Have you seen? I don't watch that shit. First thing, I don't watch that shit. I don't even really like shit like that. Doesn't entertain me. It's too. Nah, I'm good. I don't watch that shit. Too much Leo energy. I don't like that mainstream, in your face, mass consensus fucking type shit. I don't like that mainstream mass consensus program. Like I don't like all that shit. When I see something with a lot of views and a lot of lights and a lot of like I tend to stay away from like I just don't like it. It doesn't entertain me. It's like it's not that I'm like oh I don't watch it because of the reason I don't watch it because it doesn't mentally stimulate me. I only watch what mentally stimulates me. If something doesn't mentally stimulate, I can't force myself to watch it. I'm gonna be bored and I'm not gonna be able to focus. I'm gonna be thinking about something else. So it's not like I can't even help it. I need to be mentally stimulated, and most things are very boring to me. Like that's just boring. That shit just really boring. Like most shit is just boring to me. That's why I can't watch it because it's just I can't focus on it because it's like what the fuck is this shit? Like I used to play like fucking video games and shit, RPGs. I used to like RPG games, and like now I can't even play RPG. Like I can play them because they're fun, but I can't even follow the story because it's so Masonic. Like every fucking game, like I was playing the Elder Scrolls Online, and I used to love fucking like playing that shit. But now it's like if I play that shit, it's like it's hella fucking weak. Like the story is too Masonic. Everything is Masonic. Everything is like allegory, and they're like fucking. It's like, I can't fuck with that shit. I'm like, get that out of here. I don't like that shit unless like it's coming from like a real like knowledge perspective. Unless he said I'm trying to join. Oh, all right. I'm gonna drop the link again. Yeah, like I just can't watch it. Most shit is just so boring to me. So that's like that fresh and fit shit. I can't watch that shit. Shit is crazy. If I had a bigger YouTube channel and I was like making money, then I'll probably watch shit like that to like have an opinion and so I can like as like to make money. But like other than that, I can't see myself fucking just watching that shit. I can see like if you're a big YouTuber and you talking about it, then that's how you make your money. But if you're not, then that's just a waste of time for me. Yeah, that shit is ridiculous, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a minute though. If you join, I'll probably be on for like probably like 10, 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go because we at the end of the live stream. But yeah, you could join though for like a few like 20 minutes. I'll be on. I answer some questions. That's why I like to have people join in the beginning because in the beginning it's like, but it's good. It's good. I ain't tripping. Yeah, it was a lady on the show. She cooked those boys. Oh no. probably staged. Like think about it. If you have a YouTube channel, the best thing if you are a smart content creator, you would stage a lot of your shit. Like they could that shit could have been staged where let's just get some female to switch shit up because everything's about narratives. So these people can these content creators they can stage a narrative where things go in a certain way and have people talking. So now there's something to talk about. Because that's all it is. It's about you want to have something to talk about so all the tabloids can get paid. Because if I create a situation like for example, Will Smith got slapped. That was major in the tabloids. People made so much money talking about and gossiping about that shit over that. If that didn't happen, imagine about like hundreds of millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars disappearing. Because that's how much money people made collectively from speaking about that shit. So a lot of this shit could be just staged because they want to make a narrative so people can speak about something. You see what I'm saying? Like they that's what they have to do. So some of this shit can be a narrative. Some of the shit they orchestrate to make happen, to make to egg. So some of these things are actual real things, but they were still constructed. So yeah, somebody got killed or somebody got slapped, but it didn't need to happen. Yeah, but shit, man, this is crazy. You just gotta understand where we're going at. A lot of the internet is fake too. A lot of what you see on YouTube is all fake. If you anybody with a million subscribers, like because YouTube is a one big controlled conglomerate. You need to understand that YouTube is not free. YouTube is so highly controlled algorithmically, you will be surprised. Just like you get famous by being a movie star, is the same, it's kind of the same way you get famous with YouTube. You're not gonna like when you see even when you see somebody with a million subscribers, most people with a million subscribers if they have if they're truly working for YouTube and they're like in the YouTube Illuminati, they will have a million subscribers and each video will be an average of like 100,000 plus views. So every video they have should be like 200,000, 300,000, a million, five. That's somebody who's in the YouTube Illuminati. Just because you have a million subscribers doesn't mean you're in the YouTube Illuminati. And when I say YouTube Illuminati, I mean like the people who are like they're working for an agenda. Because the people who get hundreds of thousands of views per video or more, they're working for an agenda. Once you start preaching, because I've seen this on major channels where these people will start getting a lot of views and then they'll change up their content and preach something more consciousness and their views will drop to like 10,000 and they can't and they're like how does this person have 3 million subscribers and they're only getting 10,000 views but then you see somebody with 2 million subscribers and they're getting like 500,000 it's because YouTube they're fucking with the algorithm and they're making it they're doing something where people aren't getting the views are low or maybe the views are the same and they're just changing the number where something's going on because they don't want just the average person to be viral because a lot of what you guys don't understand is a lot of these people who are viral and who have a lot of content they pay for their views and they get pushed by YouTube. So when you're paying for your views and getting pushed by YouTube, that creates a a system where you have to go through to get to this certain level. I'm not saying you can't get to a level where you get your own views, but if you want to reach a certain level, you're gonna have to go through some gatekeeper. So they have some shit set up on YouTube where you got to be preaching and talking. And this is done behind closed doors. Some of these people, they don't know they're puppets. They could be just some random nigga talking about spirituality. But every video, he talks about Chosen One. He talks about Anunnaki. And he makes his videos a certain way and he acts with a certain energy like a Masonic energy. So then they favorite that. And when they favorite that, then they'll put that person on a certain like to give them more algorithm and shit. You see what I'm saying? And usually the more good at you, the more good at it you are, the higher they're gonna give you in terms of views. And once you do something that's against what they then they take your views down and they what they call shadow ban or blacklist you. But this is all done behind like a lot of these people who are like who got a million subscribers, they don't know their agents. They just think, oh, I'm just a regular YouTuber and I make money and they don't know they're being used. Some of them do, like PewDiePie and all that. They're working for a higher agenda, and even then, they don't know everything. They just know to just do what they gotta fucking do. Because if you don't do it, if you're the higher up you are, the more they can attack you. Like there was this one dude back in 2019. What's that nigga's? I don't know his name, but he killed himself. He was a big YouTuber. He killed himself. And it was weird how he killed himself. And they said he was going through mental problems. But what I think happened was he signed some. He probably signed a YouTube deal, because when you sign these YouTube deals and you working with them, there's certain things you can't say. And if you're in a certain position and you say certain things, they're gonna attack you and attack your family, and they're gonna fuck with you and cause slander. So he probably did something, and they did something. He ended up committing suicide. But it was weird because he was like a big YouTuber, like the ones like that you see, like Kai Cenat and all that, like all of that, like all of those niggas. They're in a YouTube Illuminati, whether they know it or not. So they can't just say, if they just started talking consciousness and woke shit, they'll probably start being attacked. Their channels will be taken down, and depending on how deep they are, because these niggas got money, they got the bag. So once you take these Jewish people's money and you buy your car and you buy a house and you establish with their money that they helped you have to give back to them and donate to their shit, and do shit, and you can't be helping certain people. So once you take their money and you're in that situation, they're gonna expect you to keep speaking, and when you don't, then that's bad. It's not gonna be like if me and you speak, or you took their money, so they're gonna, since you got that knee deep, then you're gonna end up having to face the repercussions and consequences, like that, so they can do more with you. Like it's just like when these celebrities are at their peak, they get privileges that we don't get, that they get. But if they fuck up, they get punishments that they get, but that we don't get. So everything is balanced. So yeah, they get more privileges, they get more this, but if they fuck up, they're gonna get more unfair punishment. So this is why they can go. Somebody in their family might get killed, or they may get attacked or slandered, or they may get sued or litigated and lose all their money. It's like because they allowed it, really, because they got a lot of witchcraft going on in this YouTube shit. And then like if you talk and you act a certain way, they promote you. Because if it was a free for all, then you'll be seeing a lot of people that have my type of information will be like getting millions of views, and they can't have that, because if that was the case, the whole world will eventually change quick. If I had a million subscribers, that's gonna create a lot of, like, even people who don't like me, subconsciously the information is gonna be out in the public. And then people are gonna see it subconsciously and be forced to pay attention. They want to bury this type of shit where people don't even think about it, because they want to keep a certain way of thinking, because it's all coincides, all connected. So it could fuck up the music industry, the entertainment, the food industry, um, things that they need. They need people to work and build their constructs. They need all this shit operating in a certain way, and when certain information is released, then that loses its power, and then the system's not going to be built as sufficient as they want. So you guys got to always remember, that's why they want to keep this information unlocked. Because if it seems like on our end it's going to be good, but then if a lot of people reach this, then nobody's going to be working at these stupid ass jobs. They need people working. This is part of the reason why they want to do inflation and shit, so they can have people working for less money, because they're actually the ones winning with the inflation, because you got to do double the work and they pay you less money. The fuck. So they want you building, they want to get more out of you building their system than they want to give you. Where it should be like the opposite. Like we're they're like we're not giving them shit, and we're getting more. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just end this live stream right now. End this live stream. Should I end it? Yeah, I'm gonna end this live stream. Just gonna see. Man, that felt good. That's one thing. Any of you guys who have any depression or anxiety, or like headaches all the time, do yoga right here. Stretch out this part of the neck. This houses a lot of pent up energy. the more I release this part of the neck, the more intelligent I get, the more aware I get, the more I can see better, and I'm able to perceive better, and I'm able to feel more. Like I can, like feeling is an actual organ. Like when somebody touches you and you feel, or when you watch a when you like watch something, or you are entertained by something, or you eat something, that's a you get a feeling. That's the actual like organ or chakra. Like it's something that's in the body, because when I noticed when I was releasing my blockage, I would that feeling, I could feel life more. I could feel things more, whether on my skin. Like when I watch something, and I used to it used to be hard for me to laugh. Even if I found something funny, it was hard for me to laugh because even like when I'm saying this, I'm laughing because I laugh at myself how it was hard for me to laugh because like even I'll see something funny and I'll laugh. It'll be funny, but it'll be hard for me to kind of like laugh because something was being constricted, which was my nervous system because I had the muscle. But when I was doing the yoga, it was easier to laugh. I could feel more. It's because that releasing of that energy, it allows you to feel because you release. There's a chakra right here. It's on the corner. They call it the mouth of God. That's what they call it, the zeal chakra. That's what they call it on like the mainstream. But it's like an energy point on the side of your neck, and knowledge comes through there, and awareness. When you release that, then you get all that knowledge and information is able to flow more, so you're able to remember and be more keen on in the reality. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this video right now.